All right, hello, hello. Guess what we're gonna talk about today? It's a 1951 Willys Jeepster, okay? And why we're gonna talk about it is because last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I don't know, I posted a photo of the 1939 Ford, and you know what all y'all did? Commented on the Jeepster, okay? Yeah. So ask and you shall receive. Gonna get it, yeah. We're gonna talk all about it. Also, before I forget, look at my amazing Museum of Automobiles hat from Pettigene, Arkansas. It's literally in a state park, a car museum in a state park that's breathtaking, because Arkansas is beautiful as a natural state. I'm also wearing this hat because one of my best friends, Anna's moving to Arkansas very soon. Gonna miss you. So let's take a little peek around the Jeepster, and then I'm gonna tell you more about it, all right? Nice little spin now, wasn't it? So, a little bit about Willys Overland, okay? Willys Overland was a American car manufacturer, an American car manufacturing company that started just a little bit after the turn of the century. So I think it was 1908, John Willys purchased Overland, okay? Now, at one point in time, it was the second largest car manufacturer in the United States, okay? Chasing the heels of Ford Motor Company. That's wild. That's pretty wild. I like that fact, yes. Okay, now after World War II, Willys was like, man, we gotta like expand our offerings, you know what I mean? We gotta like, they weren't like that at all. Basically, they were like, we have a gap in our product line and we'd like to fill it. And how we'd like to fill it is creating a passenger vehicle that will appeal to the masses. And that's how we got this thing. Yeah. Well, that's what they were hoping. All right. Well, I'll tell you where all of that went in a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the interesting little design features that I think are kind of funny. And yeah, I'm using a selfie stick. Oh boy, that's gonna probably be terrible for you. The way I use it, gonna make you nauseous. I'm kidding. I'm gonna try not to do that. Okay. So in regards to the Jeepster, I'm already shaking this thing. God. In regards to the Jeepster's design, okay? This was done by a guy named Brooks Stephen, okay? And poor Brooks didn't really have a lot to work with at the Willys Overland Manufacturing Company, okay? They didn't have the machinery at all to produce any kind of complicated or complex shapes and designs for a car body. So what you see behind me, in still spectacular form, what you see behind me is a simple one slab design, okay? And that would be kind of the same thing for all of the post-World War II Jeep Willises, okay? Were all made on the same platform, so pretty much kind of like this thing, all right? Let's go ahead and take a little look over here. So we have, what I really like about this car is this V-shaped grille. It's kind of a cool, oh, no, I'm not doing that quite well. It's a cool design attribute, in my opinion. Now also, what you're gonna see when I walk around are these chrome touches, okay? You know what really helps separate you from your utilitarian past? Excess chrome, yeah. Even more so, white wall tires, yeah. You wanna be a little less rough and rowdy? Put a little white on there. Now, let's keep walking. Make little points out to these awesome finishes. These I really like, you know, in case I wanted to jump up there, which I would never do now, maybe back then. And then, of course, a Continental tire, just in case your spare tire, Continental tire. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I mean, you can definitely see the tiny touches that they put into this car so that it could be a successful crossover that would pass from their rugged utilitarian Jeep days off to a comfortable passenger vehicle. Let's go ahead and take a look under the hood, okay?
Hey, no, no, no. Hey, no, no, no. Hey, no, no, no. Hey, hey, no. Hey, no, no, no. Hey, no, no, no. Hey, no, no, no. Hey.
All right, now what you saw under the hood just now was a 2.2 liter inline 4-cylinder engine capable of a whole 72 horsepower. Yeah. So, also that came with a 3-speed manual gearbox with overdrive, okay? Now, what I almost forgot to do was show you the interior, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I forget again, all right? Okay, now, funny thing. Willys Jeepster only made their Jeeps from 1948 to 1950. But Caitlin, you said this is a 1951 Jeepster. Well, yes, I did. And kind of it is, all right? So what happened was 1950 rolled around and Willys was like, we gotta stop producing this, all right? We're gonna axe it, okay? But yet, we have quite a few of these precious Jeepsters laying around. What do we do with them? Some genius in some office decided that he was just gonna slab the 1951 model year on some cars that were built in 1950. That's not really a big deal, but it's just kind of it's an interesting little fact about that. Now, during that time period, only 20,000 of the Willys Jeepsters would be produced. That's not a lot, so they're kind of rare. If you would like to be the owner of this rare Willys Jeepster, I need to stop doing that. It's really entertaining me, but it's probably so creepy for a viewer. Anyways, okay. If you want to be an owner of this car, or pretty much all these other cars that I've been walking around and showing you, then all you have to do is register to bid at worldwideauctioneers.com for the Corpus Christi Old Car Museum auction that's going to happen October 4th and 5th in beautiful Corpus Christi, Texas, the sparkling city by the bay, by the sea, but it's technically the bay, okay? I'm changing that motto one day at a time. So, if you'd like to do that, great. Now, I'm done talking because I'm tired of it, and I know you're sure as hell tired of listening. Let's cheers. Let me find my beer, and we'll get back to business. Also, thanks Danny from Dynamo Cycle. Good koozie.